Hey darlings, before we get started, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Perfume Maven so you'll be in the know of my latest pickups and daily content. Thanks so much for your time and let's get right into the video. I have a new camera and the audio sucks so bad on my camera that I have ordered a microphone, an external mic, so that my audio will be really good. I am recording on my Nikon D5300, and so the next couple of videos is going to be a voiceover, but I'm going to make sure that when I do set up my new microphone, it will be on and popping. So let's get right into episode 17 of Scent Talk. Okay, you guys, so this is the battle of the sugars. These are 6 perfumes that I wore that is absolutely heavy on the sugar, and I was also craving a sweet fragrance. So this is my lineup for the week, and I want to first start off with this delicious cotton candy from Haman. Haman has several fragrances in her collection. This one, you guys, is the sweetest one out of all the ones that I smelt, and I absolutely do love this fragrance. But to give you guys a description, it is definitely very similar to pink sugar, but this one is a little bit toned down. I went in with 4 sprays and it wore off in about 4 hours, so I did need to reapply this one. That's what really sucks about this one, but it definitely is very sweet. It just does not last as long as your pink Aqua pink sugar, but it's very similar. So if you have Aqua pink sugar, there is no need to pick up this delicious cotton candy from Haman. But I did go in with 4 sprays of this and it did last me only about 4 hours. So for the level of sweetness, I would give this one a 3.5. 3.5 being that it is a very sweet perfume, but it doesn't last as long as these other perfumes that I'm going to show you guys. But I did go in with this delicious cotton candy from Haman. And next up, I have Pink Sugar from Aqua. I just gave you guys a description of delicious cotton candy, which is similar to the pink sugar, but this pink sugar is ultimately more sweeter and it lasts a lot longer. And there are several perfumes from the house of Aqua, which I do have 2 of them. I have pink sugar and gold sugar, but you guys, there is a different sweetness in both of those. But this pink sugar, it lasts all day long. I sprayed 4 sprays. It did last me for 12 plus hours. I do really enjoy pink sugar, but pink sugar is a very tricky sweetness. What I mean by tricky is you have to be careful on how much you spray. Guys, 4 sprays, and I definitely would not want to scare people away or even choke people, so I go in very lightly with pink sugar, and I do spray it from a distance because it is very strong. Pink sugar is the epitome of sugar, so if you're looking for that sweet perfume, I would definitely say check out Pink Sugar, and she is definitely a keeper. Or if you're trying to build your collection, this will give you an idea of how sweet a perfume can get, and she sits at the top of sweetness, with her level of sweetness being a 5 for me. 12 plus hours, I have Pink Sugar from Aqua. Next up is the flanker of Viva Juicy, which is Viva Sucre. I have the complete collection of Viva Juicy fragrances. I will leave a card, or I will leave it linked down in the description box of my review of the complete line of Viva Juicy. But you guys, I'm coming in with Sucre, which means sugar, you guys, and this is definitely a very sweet perfume. This is the sweetest perfume that the House of Juicy Couture offers, and from Sucre, it is a very sweet gardenia with a slight pinch of orange blossom. And anytime I see orange blossom in a fragrance, it gives it a little bit of a sharpness, but also orange blossom helps the sugar, or helps the sweetness to stick. And that is why I really do enjoy orange blossom in sweeter perfumes, because it does make it last longer, and orange blossom is a very sharp white floral. But for this Viva Juicy Sucre, I went in with 8 sprays and it lasted me 8 plus hours. For the level of sweetness, I would say this is a 4. It's still very sweet. It also has gardenia, is a white floral that I really love when it's sweet, and of course it has vanilla. So again, this is the sweetest from the Viva Juicy line, and you guys, with me craving the sugar, it was a no-brainer for me to pick up Sucre. So I went in with Viva Juicy Sucre, 8 sprays, lasting me 8 plus hours. And again, this is the level of sweetness is a 4. Next up, I picked up Gold Sugar. This is also a perfume from the house of Aqua, Lena. And to describe Gold Sugar, it is a sweet coconutty vanilla scent, definitely more woody than Pink Sugar. It has very sharp florals of neroli and orange blossom. And as I was telling you guys before, orange blossom helps keep the sweetness in perfumes that I really do enjoy. Now, orange blossom and neroli is very sharp and strong. And this definitely has blast of coconut. And I did go in with 6 sprays and it lasts me for 6 hours. Now, with this Gold Sugar by Aqua, Lena, you do have to be careful with the sprays. For my skin, it did last me 6 hours. I sprayed 6 sprays, but I did spray it on my skin up underneath my clothes. Now, if you want to spray this on your clothes, I would not recommend no more than 1 or 2 sprays because she is very sharp and strong. And if you do love coconut, she is definitely a heavy coconut scented perfume, and it does differ from Aqua Lena Pink Sugar. And for the level of sweetness, I would give it a 3. It's definitely not as sweet as Pink Sugar, but it still stands high in the category of sweetness. So this again is Aqua Lena's Gold Sugar. And next up, I have Cant Cant. Now this is from the house of Paris Hilton, which Paris Hilton has several fragrances in her fragrance base. But this is one of my favorite from the house of Paris Hilton. But this one is described as a warm, sweet, ambery, peachy scent. It has slight bits of orange blossom, which again, it gives it that little bit of sharpness. But it is a creamy sweet. I went in with 6 sprays and it did last me anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. If I remember correctly, it did last me 6+ hours. Now, there is also a flanker to the Paris Hilton's Cant Cant. You have Cant Cant Burlesque and you have Cant Cant Bling Edition. You guys, this is not my favorite from all the flankers, but this is one of my favorites from her line. But my absolute favorite from the Cant Cant collection is Burlesque. But this is just the original Cant Cant, which is still very sweet and very pretty. I did go in with 6 sprays of Cant Cant, and again, I did spray it underneath my clothes. This does stick on your skin and also sticks to your clothing. So if you're going to spray it on your clothing, I would not recommend no more than 3 sprays because you don't want it to become too overpowering. But she did sit and do very well for me at work, and this is another sweet perfume. For the level of sweetness, I would give her a 3 because she is a little bit more creamier than sweet, but she's still a sweet perfume. So if you are a lover of sweetness, I would definitely say try Paris Hilton's Cant Cant. And last but definitely not least, I did pick up my Fantasy from Britney Spears. This is a fruity floral gourmand. It's sweet and tropical, but the one note that stands out to me is kiwi. And that kiwi note in this perfume does become very cloying. So what I have to do is I have to spray it from a distance, and I only went in with 2 sprays. Because if I spray this directly close up on my skin, that kiwi note pops out and it does dry down very sour. But she is definitely a sweet fragrance. Now, when I did wear it the last time, you guys, I sprayed it close up and it about choked me. So now I know when I'm wearing this, I have to spray it from a distance, and I do no more than 2, and I hit it with my clothes. I do not put it on my skin because it turns sour on my skin, but it does very well on clothing. So for the level of sweetness, I would give this a 4 because this is very sweet. Not as sweet as Pink Sugar, which stands at the top, which I gave that a 5, but this Britney Spears Fantasy is definitely a sweet, long-lasting perfume. And also it's very recognizable. So usually when you wear this, people will know that you're wearing Fantasy, which is a very popular perfume. So I did go in with this Britney Spears Fantasy as my last fragrance for the week. Okay, you guys, so this is my conclusion of episode 17 of Scent Talk. These are my sweet perfumes from my collection that I wore for the week, and I was rekindled with a couple of these fragrances. I haven't worn them in a while, especially my Cant Cant from Paris Hilton and also Delicious Cotton Candy. I have not worn that in a while, but I would say it was a very sweet week. And if you have any of these perfumes, comment down below and let me know which one of these are your favorites, or tell me what your favorites are if these are not one of them. I'm very interested to know any more sweet perfumes out there that I just need to try. And if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and click down below and hit that subscribe button so you will be in the know of all the fragrances we're discovering here on this channel. Thank you so much, you guys, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.